Okie dokie. Just gonna do a quick testing, make sure my audio is coming through just fine. F1ABEEZ. Double check we are actually live. Reason my Twitch is bugging out. Come on, Twitch. There we go. Ah, f***ing Google Pixel. Ah! Man, I hate adverts. I beg, go away. Alright, finally. Alright, let's just double check. Yep, the audio is all coming through very nice and clear. Go away. Yep, alright, that's all good. There may be some occasional glitches with my microphone due to being in a party with myself rather than actually directly commentating over the thing, but the mic should be better quality anyway, so it should be a little easier to hear me and such, even through the slight glitchiness, but good to go. Hop nice and quickly out of patterns. I think since we get ready for the race ahead of us. Open up the chat room, like you guys are saying. We've got 1 minute left until we get going with the lobby. Because it is actually like royalty-free music, as far as I understand. Nothing, sorry. Alright. Full qualifying, ready to go. So, we want to go Alright. Let's get going. Or are we getting going? I can't tell. Yeah. Still waiting. But as we wait, I'm just gonna see if anyone's saying anything in chat. Doesn't look like they are. Feel free to speak up if you're in the chat at the moment and get some communication going. It made me feel a little bit less lonely today. How about that? Right now, it's me and my trusty cat and Dr. Pepper. So. Just gonna quickly invite someone. Right. Come on, guys, hurry up. Still no one saying anything in the chat. That's very depressing. I was expecting a lot of chatter from you guys. All three of you watching right now. But funny, very funny. Mate, your voice is going mad. Really? I never would have expected that. Like you said. Mason Carville. Welcome to the stream, Mason. I do pride myself on additions that just make the stream all that much more. So I've always switched up to something a little different. Hopefully this is enough for you guys. Yeah. Don't worry, I will leave it, relatively speaking, off for the most part. Especially when it comes to the race and such. I just like flexibilities that I have for no particular reason. Once if I can share the game screen across to my PC so I can hear the game as well, because currently I can't actually hear the game. Well, you got a voice changer. Why not? Makes it a little more fun, to be honest. So companion. Three. Oh, sorry, excuse the language. Oh, it looks like we're going as well. That's fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can stream. We could not stream from your console, try again. Brilliant. And if I sign out, that won't work. Oh well. It'll work as it is. Right, so yeah, let's get going. Qualifying 1 for the Tier 2 Spanish Grand Prix of F1ABEEZ. Welcome yourselves to the stream. And just for the intro, I will pop that off, just for the sake of it. My name is Flynn. I'll be your commentator for today. We have last heard me commentating Tier 3 last week. But this week we are here with Tier 2 today. Starts with full qualifying. Let's see how we get on. And quickly do something. I'm just going to drop headphones for a second. Alright. Let's get going. So currently have absolutely no one out on track. Oh, fantastic. Alright, we have someone is on the move. That is Watson R6. You guys in the chat, what are you thinking at the moment? What's your... I'd like to know your qualifying predictions and your race predictions. You guys know the tier 2 drivers better than I do. I haven't commentated yet, and I haven't also raced most of them. So, you guys are better qualified than I am to say who you think is going to be on top at the end of today's qualifying and race sessions. So I'm interested to see what you guys think. Watching anyone is out lap so far. Starting on the soft compound tyres. Well, you've got way more sets of softs than you do of mediums, only one set of mediums, so there's no real point using them this early on. I'm vouching from McLaren and Williams. Fair enough, Ruben. Watch now the AlphaTauri about to start his lap. Let's go on board. And I can't quite understand why that's happened. I won't lie, I'm kind of confused right now. I felt the need to get out of the way of Seb is kind of beyond me, but Seb, currently the first person on the lap. Vouching for Alfa Romeo. Fair enough. I'm not sure exactly what you're vouching for. I mean you're rather rooting for, but watching Seb now coming through the middle sector, relatively tight to the exits. Nice and clean exit. Of course, we don't really need to be pushing too hard on these in this first session of qualifying. Nice and steady, not trying to take any risks, because the back end, especially on the exit curve, that really does like to step out on you. Down into second gear for this corner, touching the inside curve, very tidy. Not a short shifting to third, which is what most people do, but no traction control, no traction loss nonetheless. A little bit of double pedaling there, I've noticed, which possibly doesn't help overall, but down to second gear once again for the chicane. Now this is where I do tend to use a bit more rev range, just to keep the rotation going and keep the back end coming round under that extra little bit. That's out through the final corner. DRS pops open and he goes across the line with a 118.1. Does it let you jump into point? Yes it does, Mr. P. Fuck's sake. Look, P1. Yeah, P1, Alfa Romeo, definitely. As you see, we've got the Mercedes of M18 taking up P2, 6/10 back, and then just behind them, on the tiniest margin, probably all of that and more was lost by that shoddy exit from the final chicane, but Watson with a 118.725 just behind. And yeah, already a 10th up on this lap, already improving rapidly. These guys are going to have to get quickly out of the way. The Mercedes does step out of the way in a very aggressive manner indeed. And then I believe the Ferrari will do the same in just a second, as BRT Wolf goes fastest for the time being with 117.5, and the other Ferrari of JXCVR, I'm just going to call him J, goes second with a 117.8. And then we have Seb giving a toe to the... Oh, Seb's blocked the man on the lap. That's not ideal, as DG Rocker goes even faster, 6/10 ahead of BRT Wolf with a 116.9. But I don't think Watson will be very happy about Seb blocking in his lap there. There's Zach... Oh, that's unfortunate, and he's lost it on the... probably one of the trickiest ones of the track, if not the trickiest, because of the track limits there. But yeah, unfortunately for the AlphaTauri, that 138 will not be particularly ideal as a starter time. Let's have a look further up the field. No other changes just yet, except for Watson actually having, even though he had to pass the other car, has made an improvement on his time, a 118.4. Ethan goes with a 118.0 into P4. What else on that? We've got Miley right here, on board for sector 3, a little bit wavy up the back end, manages to keep under control, very wide line through the long right-hander, and into the sharp right here, nice touch of the curve there on the inside, and into the chicane. Possibly a little aggressive on that first curve, but it's made it work for him. We've got BRT Wolf actually going with his own 116.9 right up to the back of DJ Rocker. Those two fighting it out at the moment, and Miley Moan 1 go P3 with a 117.5. Going on board with Raz now, and Raz has lost it on the curb. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Not sure he'll want that to be displayed all over the stream, but hey, you got it anyway. Sorry, mate. Watching on board now, Budweiser. Saw him last week. Can't remember what exactly he was doing in the race last week, but down into second gear we go, easing it through, squeeze of the power on the exit, up the gears. Looks relatively tidy through that last section. Is it going to be a good time? It is indeed a 116.9 on his first lap. DJ Rock is happy with what he's done. He's retired already. I dare say that their top three can all do that same thing, because those are all some very decent laps, especially for BRT Wolf on the more worn tyres, the 2-lap old tyres, with a 116.9 of his own. Yeah, and Seb says, my bad for that blocking. As Zinx comes across the line and goes fastest with a 116.8 on his first lap on the soft compound tyres. Yeah, Alfa Romeo working those tyres quite nicely. I've always enjoyed the Alfa Romeo to drive on equal cars. It's very, very nice. Rambo now, even a cheeky little selection of second there. I'm not sure that was entirely intentional, but down to third for this next right-hander. You can really chuck through that one before slowing it right down. Ooh, gets a twitch on, gets a big twitch on, and he overcompensates for it. The lap time is still valid, so he is going to cross the line. That was a big overcorrection from Rambo there. He won't be very happy with that at all, I don't think. I think he's probably going to feed up and go straight for another lap. As he goes P6 just behind his teammate in P5. The Captain Saha, I think, is coming into the pits. Oh no, they're going for another lap. They're going to deploy energy to go for one more lap, having invalidated the previous one. Fair enough. Hi. Hey. Hello, KF Room 01. Kieran, of course. How are you doing today, Kieran? As we see, Captain Saho has unfortunately invalidated his lap time. Very good for him. See, Zach started his own, as has Frosty. Right, start there. I believe he's on his own. There you go. Sector 2 split, 0.007 faster. But this is where he's going to gain all the time. Going to take it nice and gently into the chicane, even down to first for a second. Yeah, so much better this time. Very nice and careful, smooth. Lifts a tiny bit through the final corner, which is possibly a little unnecessary, but he gets it across the line with 117.00. Very nice. And I'm just starting there. That Frosty has stopped the engine deployment point. Has actually crashed his way out of the session, and that'll be Frosty done for the session. As we see, JXCVR has also done the same thing. It's crashed out, and that is the end of qualifying for those two. They will be stuck at the end of Q1 in the drop zone, even if their time was successfully through the session. That's what we really got to be careful in full qualifying, especially on the exit of that right-hander. I believe it's 7, 8, either turn 8 or turn 9. That long right-hander, the exit curb on there, where the hill just drops away from you ever so slightly, and the curb gets a bit rough. It can really set you around. So you've got to be quite careful with that. As we see some more changes of the standings. I don't know who it was. I think it was Zach actually, with a 117.9. Yeah, watching the Captain Saha at the moment on a mini lap on softs by now. Those tyres are going to be absolutely screaming for their life. Right, has managed to not invalidate so far. A tiny bit of double pedaling under the braking zone. That won't be helping the slowing down of the car. You may want to be a bit more careful about that. A lot of pumping the brake as well. That's generally not what you want to be doing. You want to have one smooth release of brake pedal rather than multiple stabs of it like that. You see, having to have multiple stabs. Whether that's the ABS doing that or the or just this input, I suspect it's just the input, as the ABS just looks like it's holding it flat. But yeah, coming off the brake like that, see, that's much better right there. No stabs at it, just comes smoothly off the brake and carries the speed in nice and gently. I think what you often see is when they're stabbing like that, they've braked just a little too early for the corner, and he invalidates in such a silly place as well. Oh dear. Oh no, got a yellow flag for a car behind him, I believe. Oh, that's so unfortunate. See Raz set a 190. Taking it nice and easy. Captain Salah coming in on a hot lap. Thankfully, the McLaren gets out of the way. And he spins. Captain Saha has not had an easy qualifying one so far. Some slight sloppiness on the track limits at certain points has cost him major time. Stay off the way, stay out the way. Oh, that was close. And Rambo has decided to retire himself from the session, as has Wolf. Feeling comfortable with their times at the moment. They have opted to retire in the pits. As Aston Martin gets out of the way of the Alfa Romeo, GN Sully, I believe, isn't on the lap. They're certainly trying for another lap, even though they've got absolutely no energy left. But I think Miley was up on their lap, but unfortunately invalidated it, so they're going to go for another one now. Yeah, so even though they backed off in the final sector to give themselves a good run through the corner and turned off the energy, they were still up on their previous best lap. They've unfortunately invalidated this next one as well. I believe it was by doing the invalidation at the final chicane, so not much point in continuing, unfortunately. Sebs has invalidated his own lap. Sammy on his now is 5 tenths down on his previous through sector 1. Let's see if sector 2 is any better. Got no energy left, so I doubt it. Yep, there you go. 7 tenths down. See the Captain Saha, having had that spin, is going for yet another lap. How much fuel does this man have? Holy mother. See a 146.0. Squeezing onto the brakes to curb. That's it, nice and careful. Really avoiding that curve that spun him around before. Right the way around. Getting it nice and easy. He's now his fuel light has now finally come on. Solly stays nice and far out of the way. Got Kieran up ahead, just getting out of the way as we see Captain Saha slightly overcompensate for it and goes a touch onto the grass, but he keeps it together. Squeezing the power. Got to take it even more smoothly when you're on these older soft compounded tyres. You see that happens even like going very gently through the corners. You have that little slide, and he's invalidated again. After 6 laps on the soft compounded tyre, he's invalidated yet again. Oh no. Oh dear. That is painful, man. That is painful. Oh well. Yeah, hot shot seems to be going onto a lap without turning their energy on and having invalidated at the previous corner. Kieran on his own lap at the moment, or about to start one rather. Turns his energy on, up through the gears. DRS pops open, let's go on board. On board now with Kieran once again. I'll say once again as if we switched off. He has a poor entry into the corner, has to take multiple bites of the steering. All he has to do now is get it across the line. You see he's snapping the steering. Got to be working a little more smoothly. Fortunately, he manages to avoid an invalidation coming through there. Some very aggressive controls at the moment. Kieran says some good things. How are you? I am not so bad myself, thank you. Yeah, through the final chicane, down to second gear. Look at those throttle input, and that's why you gotta go more smoothly, my friend. That is why you cannot be making these aggressive movements. It's because you've got to treat the car nicely, or it will snap on you. This jerky steering, the jerky throttle and brake usage is all too much for the car to handle. And you see he's out of energy, and he is out of qualifying one. Got to be treating the car a bit more nicely. Ease the steering into the corners. If you're on a pad, the trick is to hold the stick forwards, as we see Zeus, for some reason, deciding to do another lap and going even faster. Hold the stick forwards and then rotate it round the edge of the pad, of the controller, kind of round the edge of the circle, to smoothly steer into the corner and smoothly steer out. Right. Yeah, that'll be it for the session, as we see Raz track extending, and then back into the pit lane for him. Kieran is retired. The rest of the guys in that bottom section have retired. Captain Sahai on yet another lap has actually pitted for some new soft compounded tyres. Is he going to manage to make his way out? It's going to be interesting to see. Is he going to pop shot 27 OP out of the qualifying session? Let's see. Stays off the track limits, that's good. It's the curve, through the final chicane. Is he going to lose it on the exit? Nope, he keeps it with the track limits, easing it through the final corner. Cross the line, that's going to be comfortably in. There you go, 117.4. He makes his way in. And quite comfortably, actually, into P6, having had probably the most laps of any driver in the first qualifying session. But it is going to be Zink's Motion, in the Alfa Romeo from DG, and BLT Wolf lining up in third place in the other Aston. Budweiser and the sister Red Bull is in fourth, and then we go into the 117s with Rambo in fifth. Sahara, as we watched, in sixth, with Sully in seventh, Miley in eighth. Sebs, having had that blocking incident, in P9, and Ethan in P10 in the Alpine. You can see we've only got 13 drivers progressing to the next session because we'd have 2 retirements who were inside the top 15, but unfortunately crashed out and damaged their cars too much to continue in the rest of the qualifying sessions. So, Q2 time now, and as you can see, lots of people already switching to the medium compounded tyres. It's definitely the one you want to be on, but who's going to make it work? Who's going to be able to make it through all the mediums, and who will falter and have to switch to the soft compounded tyres just to make it through to Q3? It's going to be interesting to see. I'm surprised at Raz. Yeah, I think just a series of unfortunate events similar to Kieran. Ruben says, sheesh. Let's see what happens now. A couple of drivers on their outlaps already. Led by the Haas of Miley. turn one. Riley taking it nice and gently around the second curve. Took a lot of the first, but I think he wants to take it nice and gently over the second, and I'm no longer in the session. Thanks, game. Brilliant. What is going on? It says I'm spectating, but apparently I'm not spectating. What? It seems like everyone's here. What the hell? Well, Codemasters are displaying their magnificent server capabilities once again. Oh no. Again. I even press spectate. Just stuck here, like. Oh, now I'm spectating. What? Well, I'm just stuck here now. I'm not entirely sure why. Brilliant. Yeah. Is it gonna let me join the session? Yes, it is. Spectate. Spectate. Can I spectate? Please? Please let me spectate. Apparently this is me spectating. Well, I'm buggered. Oh boy. Amazing game. 10 out of 10. Good luck all. Yep. Why does the game do this? Excuse me. Well, I mean, we've got some time, we may as well. I think next session will load you in. Should do, hopefully. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. In the meantime, I will, I don't know, look up some dad jokes. First one for you guys is, I'm afraid of the calendar. I'm afraid for the calendar, rather. Its days are numbered. What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated. And how do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince. That's just a few for you there. What else? What else do you want? I can have Tetris in my voice, so you hear if I keep speaking. It doesn't say prestige, because why not? So it's like, because this is a very new thing. This is what you can do. Um, I don't know why. But yeah. Let's have some harmony. This is one where I just speak in whatever kind of notes I want and it harmonizes it for you. Actually quite clever, this thing. So, yeah. I've got to load. I can't really do much about it. Your voice is music to my ears. Thank you very much. It's I wish I could say the same for myself, like my own ears, but yeah. Uh, I don't know what to do, man. We just sat here. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what. No, that's not actually. Can't exactly do that. Let's have a look at the list of drivers. There you go. There's your drivers. All 20 of them. Oh, actually, all 19 of them. Right. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Lobby restart? I do not know. I think if the only people that are affected are the people who aren't actually participating, they'll try and keep the lobby going to see who gets into Q3. And if the lobby keeps on bugging, they'll do the Q3 drivers. Shut up for a second. They'll take the Q3 drivers into their own qualifying session, find out where they qualified, a short quali, and then arrange the grid based on arrange the grid on a custom grid, like we did last week at Australia for Tier 3. So I think that's what they'll do with it. But yeah, here's some more dad jokes while we wait. Why do seagulls fly over the ocean? Because if they flew over the bay, we'd call them bagels. How does the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it. I didn't really pronounce that one quite. Eclipse it, yeah. Yeah. A skeleton walks into a bar and says, "Hey bartender, I'll have one beer and a mop." See who gets that one. What has more letters than the alphabet? The post office. Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut. Where do boats go when they're sick? To the boat dock. Still broken? Well, as you can see, there is not much I can do about the current situation which I'm in. It's just gonna do what it wants to do, to be honest. I'm kind of trying to keep up with what's happening on Discord. Travis Cool's game has crashed. That's fantastic. I think we are going to need a lobby restart after this, perhaps. Yeah, we gotta wait and see, really. Excuse me. Oh dear. Yes. Thanks, Ruben. What do you think of this next one? Why don't eggs tell jokes? They crack each other up. What did one hat say to the other? Stay here. I'm going on ahead. I asked my dog, what's 2 minus 2? Nothing. Oh boy, it looks like many people are having issues. Yeah. Ends in 140. Ruben, I'm disappointed at the lack of reaction to my fantastic dad jokes, so I'm no longer your friend. Yeah, they were terrible. Thank you. That's more the reaction I was expecting. Hopefully this sorts itself out relatively soon. In the meantime, I've got 15 people now in the chat, so what do you guys think of who do you think is going to qualify on top, given what we saw in qualifying 1? I think it's got to be a battle between who was it again? I've forgotten who was there. I think it was Zinx, DG, and a couple of the others. I've forgotten who. I've forgotten who was at the top. Honestly. Yeah, more people getting kicked out. Everyone's been kicked out at the end of the session. Ouch. Oh boy. I'm assuming Tier 2 reserves can't join this race. Well, we do have a full lobby of 20 drivers, so I believe no. still trying to figure out what's going on. See if we can join now. Tier 3, can't English today. Like I said, I believe the lobby is full, mate. This is going well. Yay, this is fun. I don't actually know what's going on at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. To everyone watching the stream, all I can say is I'm sorry and blame Codemasters. I think it's going to result to just doing a short qualifying session, to be honest. Well, not. Lots of people are actually not enjoying that idea. Sheesh. 8 versus 6. No to yes. Oh boy. I feel bad for Travis at the moment, having to deal with this stuff. And Raz has decided to rage quit. I don't know, not rage quit, just there's nothing in me anymore that wants to race. Oh days. Needs to be sure all 13 people in Q2. If you're going to do that, you may as well include the people in who went out in Q1, I guess. I don't know. It's a rip. It is indeed a rip. And who are you going to blame for it? Codemasters. Not staff, not drivers, just Codemasters. Yeah, so we're going to do a full reset. Looks like he's got the lobby ready to go. We're going to be short qualifying. Okay. Right, I think we've got something sorted out finally, and we are going. I don't mind either way, I just need to get it going. Hello, Kieran. Some people are praying that it's not wet weather. I pray that it is, because wet weather is fantastic. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Yourself? I feel like we've already said this today. There's like a thing on my thing, I'm not entirely sure what it was. I didn't see what that was, but oh well. Into qualifying we go. And waiting for the first driver to exit the pits. Finally! Look at the race. Oh, there's rain. It's a wet race, it looks like. Yes! That's what we love to see. Some good old rain. The whole race! Oh my days, this is going to become really about qualifying in lap 1 then, because once you're in positions, it's going to be very difficult to overtake, especially in the wet weather, with the lack of DRS, the dirty air possibly affecting you even more, you know, taking away the very precious grip that you need. But, yeah. Frosty's, well, guess I've got to ask out my crush. You go do that, mate. And we're back. Yes, indeed, Ruben, we are back. Let's go to someone who is on a out lap. Some people going on mediums just for the first lap. Fair enough. So yeah, Sebs is leading the way at the moment in the Williams, number 23, which is not going to be available come the 2022 game. Simuel making a good point there, or Simem, as you know him on this. How about you, all of you guys strike an I'll win? I mean, it's a valid point. Whoever's willing to continue is going to get some decent results just out of other people struggling. But as we see, Seb's now starting his lap. Let's go on board into turn 1, straddling the curb, turns in a touch too early there, but still nicely on the apex curb. Misses the second apex curb because he's just trying to play it nice and easy for the moment, taking it nice and wide out here, not trying to wear out that front left tyre, even though you can cut it tighter in there and get a slightly shorter line to the sector 1 line. 21.997 for the sector 1. Let's see if he comes through here. Looks tidy, possibly could have done with a little more apex speed, but easing it into the next corner. That's very tidy right there. Very, very tidy right there as he comes gently onto the power, into turns, whatever the hell these numbers are. Squeezes back onto the power. Oh, and he invalidates. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Let's go back to the man and myth legend himself, Simem18. As it says, my controller batteries are low at the moment. That's not very good. But up to third gear, squeezing onto the power. What's he going to do? Is he going to invalidate as well? He goes right the way around the curb that has to hook around the corner, gets a big snap of oversteer, but keeps it going. Straddles the curb just a little bit, gets a little bit looser of the rise, but he does manage to keep it all together. Here's the question. What can he do? I don't have a spare battery. No. Anyway, as you see, Watson almost getting Watson almost getting taken out by the aggressively pushing Mercedes and Simem there, but entirely within his rights to be pushing that hard as he was on the fast lap. As he comes across the line, he extended but lost time, so it didn't really cost him anything. It's with the 118.3, he's following Ethan, who's on that 118.1, but on the medium compound tyres, and a 117.8 leading the way currently with Jay in the Ferrari. Rambo starting his lap. Budweiser about to finish his own lap, as we see DG with a 116.8, taking the lead of the qualifying session at the moment. Down to third gear for Bud. 116.4 for Zinks there. That's a big statement from the man in the Alfa Romeo. Much faster than all those behind him at the moment. That's a 116.8 for Budweiser, tucking in literally 1/100th of a second behind DG Rocker right there. Okey-dokey. Someone's saying, why am I in Ferrari? No idea, mate. Just see Miley Mo has invalidated his lap. Cage Toxic 121 has also invalidated his lap. Frosty not on the lap, I believe. Watson on mediums has invalidated. Go down to Rambo. Hasn't invalidated just yet. Gets a snap of oversteer going through there. Final chicane. Squeeze onto the power. Nice and tidy. Up for 7th gear, what's it going to be? A 117.7. Person currently P7. As we see, oh, up here, BRT Wolf, evenly splitting the two people who are 1/100th of a second apart. That's 5 thousandths between DG and Wolf, 5 thousandths between Wolf and Bud. These three are on some level together. Isn't that crazy? Three people all so close to each other. As we look further down, we'll see if anyone's on a lap. Cage Toxic is currently on a lap, but it looks like he's pretty far down in Sector 1, unfortunately. 22.1. Gently on the brakes, squeezing the power now. Ooh, slamming it down on the exit of the corner. My controller batteries are low yet again. Thank you for telling me, I'm aware. Squeeze on the power through. It looks relatively tidy. Is he going to lose the back end coming through the fast right-hander? No, he keeps it tidy. He's got traffic up ahead of him in the form of McLaren. I believe that's a yeah, no chance, mate. And he's invalidated. That's very unfortunate. While I was trying to pronounce that name. Watson coming across the line now. Just finish off his lap. It's going to be a 1:18.6. I think he wanted it better than that. I think I'll call this guy Yaku, just to make it easy. I'm currently sitting in last place because of the lack of a draw of the grid order. In the McLaren, going on to a lap now. Got traffic up ahead of him with DG, but DG does get out of the way. And Frosty, I've only just noticed, is actually out of the session. I don't know if he's had a crash or if he's just decided to retire it for whatever reason, but he is out where he is. He will not be improving on that 18.6 that he's set. Let's see if anyone else is on their own laps. Stubbs is invalidated for his lap. Sahara is not on a lap. I think Watson is. No, Watson's not on a lap. Yaku's still pushing on in his McLaren. Following him now through the final chicane. What's he going to do? He's going to bring it across the line, squeezing onto the power. Goes a little wide, lucky to not invalidate there. Going through the final corner. And a 1:17.7. There we are, Zink's motion. The man currently sitting in P1 is on a lap. Let's see where this ends up. This is going to be very interesting to see. If I do say so myself. There's a couple of rechargeable batteries in the recharging slots, and looks like Zink has decided to back off on this run because he has indeed invalidated. DG, it looks like you're pushing. Tidy into the corner, squeeze the power on the way out, very tidy. Look at that throttle trace, the way it just smoothly comes up. Very satisfying indeed. Through he goes, hooking his wheels over the curb, gets a big switch on, he's onto the grass. That, my friend, is not going to benefit your lap time. It was unfortunate because he was having a really good run up until then, but just get the tiniest twitch on, and it sent him wide. Very busy track at the moment, I'm trying to find out house. There it is. Marley on a lap. 51.0 in the middle sector. Let's see what that's going to end up as. Not very wide on the exit of that corner. Possibly could have used a little more of the track. Turned in a little too early there, but keeps it nice and controlled on the way out. I love that camera angle, by the way, looking through the halo. Here we go. Down to second gear. Through we go. Oh, that's nice and tidy. He's gone very wide, and he's invalidated. That is the risk you run when you run that wide out the final corner. You will invalidate if you're not careful. Got to keep it within the track limits. Alright, let's see, who's on a lap? Sammy is on a lap. Across the first split, 22.1. Let's come back to him. Zinks is 2 tenths up on his previous lap, but was unfortunately invalidated. So the pace is looking strong for the man in the Alfa Romeo. He just needs to make sure he does stay within the track limits. Wolf is on his own lap at the moment. Let's go on board with him, see what happens. Once again, getting told my controller batteries. Oh, look at this traffic! That's insane! Miley, get out of the way! Oh dear, Miley has indeed, I think, caused some issues for BRT Wolf there. Rambo goes P2 with a 116.6. Yeah, Wolf pulling into the pits. I don't think he'll be very happy about Miley's antics. Not quite getting out of the way when he probably should have been. The Ferrari J in the Ferrari is currently up and into the previous time by already, I think, 2/10 it was. If I caught that quite correctly, goes right the way around the curve, which helps it hook around the corner. Let's see where he's going to end up. Is he going to be the 6th man to break into the 116s? Let's see where he is at the end of sector 2. He's out of energy, but still a 10th and a half up. He could do it. His teammate goes just ahead of him, Sully with a 117.0. Can he keep it nice and tidy? Squeezing onto the power, that's it. Gently in we go. Squeeze the power again. Keep it going. Down to second gear. Get the car rotated. Very good. Keeps it within the track limits. That's a fantastic final sector for him. Is it going to pay off? He's out of energy. He's on the DRS, and it's going to be a 116.8. Gains another 1.7 tenths of a second there. Puts himself into 3rd place. Good lap from JC right there. Especially that final sector. See, we're going off track there. And Solly has invalidated his next lap. Sebs is taking the alternate track. Sammy is invalidated. Ethan on that lap. We'll come back to him in just a minute. Kieran's on his own that lap at the moment. Let's see. So Jay's just finished his lap. DG is, I think, going for it. He's 0.004 down in his first sector, but I think he'll stick with it and see if he can improve his middle and final sectors. Let's keep watching, and then we'll go down to Ethan down there. What can he do now? Ooh, very aggressive through that corner, but it's paid off. He didn't get any oversteer on the exit. He's managed to keep it well controlled. Oh, he's gained 9 thousandths in the middle sector overall. This man is Mr. Consistency this session. Squeezing on the power, look at that. Gently does it. Almost goes over the track limits. And he spins himself on the sausage curb! Oh, he's very lucky to keep that out of the barrier, but that will really hurt his chances. That lap could have potentially been a good one if he kept that final sector together. But he remains just where he is, and he has to get out of the way of that Red Bull, who is... I don't know who it was. It's Cage Toxic on and out lap, thankfully. But yeah, we'll go back to Ethan, sorry. Winding his way through the final chicane. Can he improve on his 118.125? No, because he is coming into the pit lane. Huh. Yeah, Cage Toxic now on a lap. Winding his way through turns 1 and 2. Following Kieran, who's going through turns 6 and 7, I believe. I can't tell if it's 6 and 7 or 7 and 8. It depends on if that left-hander is a corner. That little kind of kink left. I'm waffling anyway, mate. As you see, Miley has just started his own lap with, for some reason, wasn't using his energy until later on, but yeah, back to Kieran. 57.5, he's gone the long way around. I think he's given up on this lap. Yeah. Oh, and Cage Toxic loses it, and that's him done for the session. See what I mean about going over that rise, the rear end gets away from you. Boom. Into the wall and done. Zink says he can't believe he had it twice. Well, you're still on pole, mate. Yeah, unfortunately for that man there is Kieran. That's a 138.6. Setting up his second lap on those soft compound tyres. And since he's not coming that lap, he will not get a chance to box onto another set of softs. So this is going to be it for him. Down mid-corner in a flat-out sequence, I don't think is exactly optimal. Sebs has invalidated his lap. Yaku is also coming into the pits and does have just about enough time, having slammed it right into the pit limiter to get back out there. Otherwise, is slightly up on his previous best time. Let's go to the wide shot and see what he can do. Squeezing on the power, through we go. Very nice, very tidy. Into the tricky corner now. Is he going to hook a wheel over the curb? No, he isn't. He goes right the way around. It keeps it sensible, keeps it steady. Costs him a little time, and he's invalidated on the inside. I'll turn whatever the heck that number is. Oh dear. Sully is just, I believe, improved. So, oh no, so he was, I think going to improve, but invalidated because it said he was up 2 tenths, but it didn't update his time. See, that's the line I usually take, is cutting inside there just for that extra little bit of time. He is up on his second attempt through turns 1, 2, and 3. Very close to the grass there, but keeps it footing. Down to second, squeezing on the power in third. Short shifts to fourth. Is he cut the curb? Yes, it is. Very tidy. That's what we like to see. Now, is he going to cut this curb as well? Oh, he rides it perfectly. He doesn't invalidate on the exit. This is looking like a strong middle sector for the man in the Ferrari. Perhaps not as strong as he would have liked, as it was only 0.05 up on his previous best. But through the final sector, what can he do? Squeeze the power on. Perhaps a little early on that short shift. Destabilizes himself a tiny bit going into final complex, but keeps it together. Down to second. Very nice on the curbs. Flat out to the line, and it's going to be a 116.7. So that last sector really made a difference. He's put himself up into the podium positions for now, instead of his teammate, and ahead of people like DG, BRT, Wolf, who've been invalidating and spinning on their laps. And yes, Zink's Motion actually setting the fastest lap so far with a 116.3 on those older soft compound tyres. And you see Zach here is unfortunately invalidated. He will not get another chance to lap. Watson currently on the soft compound tyres on his own lap. Let's see where he ends up. He's pretty much out of energy already. But he is still 2 tenths up on his previous best. Let's see what he can do. The brake's going bright orange there as he comes through the hairpin after that seriously deep braking zone. The outside brake once again glowing orange as he goes all the way over the curve. Oh, somehow manages to keep it on the track. Slides through the corner, and that's going to ruin his lap time, I'm afraid. He is not going to be able to recover from that step out of the back end. He'll come across the line, but it will not be an improvement. Very fortunate for him. He comes across the line, he finishes off. As we see, Rambo is currently on his own lap, but I believe he is down. Yeah, he's not using any energy. I think he's done for the session. GXC, can he make an improvement and get ahead of his teammate? Here's the question. He cuts it shorter line, and he does! By 21 thousandths of a second, he manages to just get at his teammate in the other Ferrari. BRT Wolf was unfortunately invalidated. He cannot improve. Budweiser coming across the line. What can he do as he rounds the final corner? On the older soft compound tyres, but he manages to go P2. P2 on the 3-lap old soft compound tyres. Brilliant. Well, doesn't this set it up quite nicely? So you can see Zink's Motion clearly having some pace in the locker, but Budweiser not far behind. Rambo popping it into P3 while it wasn't... oh no, he was already in P2, never mind. Rambo in P3. The Ferrari is in 4th and 5th, DG in 6th. BRT Wolf rounding up to P7 with his AI crashing into a Red Bull. Miley in P8, Yaku in P9. And Zach rounding out the top 10 with a 117.2. Then it's Watson, Sebs, who was retired from the session, I believe via crash. Ethan with that 117.5 that we saw him set, just 1,000th of a second behind Sebs, very unfortunate. And then closely behind him is the captain Saha. Sammy down in P15, and then Hot Shots, Simem, Frosty, Kieran, and Cage. As we wait for Rambo to finish pitting, we'll get onto the race. And while we wait, I am going to change my batteries on my controller very quickly. Hello Kieran, you are back. Lovely to see. So they were the Alfa Romeo leading the way from the Rambo's Haas in third place. Like we said, the two Ferraris having the best team results so far in fourth and fifth. The first Alpine DG leading up to sixth. The Wolf in seventh, having invalidated those laps. Haas of Miley in eighth, Yaku in ninth in the McLaren, and the Alpha Tauris rounding out the top 10 with P10, P11. Just keep invalidating. Yes, unfortunately that is off on the way of the tracks like Spain, but it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. Would you look at that? That is some serious rain. Is it going to be full wet tires? That's going to be very interesting to see. So we are on the formation lap. Zink's leading the way. The predicted pit stop strategy is inter. And your tyres are inter, wet, and warning. Those are your tyre compounds for the wet weather. As we get the stats up here. Looks like everyone has got with the inter compound tyre. No one risking it with wets. Kieran saying good luck all. Yes indeed, good luck all. As we see, DG has already been disqualified from the session. I'm not entirely sure why, as you see Zink's kicking out the back end there. And Cage Toxic has actually had a spin at turn 4. I can't say I'm entirely sure why that's happened. You see the back markers. Oh, we've got another spin up here. So Saha, yeah, that's the right way. You don't want to be going backwards. Okie dokie. I dare say this is going to be a fascinating race to watch. There's going to be quite a lot of action, I reckon. So see the guys at the back catching up. Ideally, back markers, my friend. You don't want to be leaving that much of a especially if you're going to do that, Kieran. You don't want to be leaving that much of a space to leaders, as that is a bit unfair on them and their tyres, which then become much colder because you've hung so far back. So, yeah. This is what I was saying about Kieran's style earlier, is that he's often very aggressive. Look at those inputs, very aggressive inputs, slamming it back onto the throttle. I think if we if he's not careful, he's going to be having a couple of those spins today in the race. Got to be real nice and smooth in these wet weather conditions. Very nice and smooth. The smoothest driver always wins. Look at Jenson Button in Canada 2011, absolutely creaming through the field, even against the faster Red Bulls. Here we are now, lining up as we go back to the front of the field. I'm waiting for the 5 lights to come on. Yep, that's it. 5 lights are on. Looking to the lights. It is lights out and away we go. It looks like the Alfa Romeo has had a reasonably good launch. But Levi's next to him has had an even better one. Going up right alongside the Alfa Romeo. Looks like it's all chaotic far back as we have a Red Bull in the wall. That is a Red Bull and an Alpine already in the wall. The leader has managed to keep its position. The Ferrari of JXC managing to get his way up into P3 with some little bit of action side by side. And there is a virtual safety car already because of that crash. I did not see what happened, unfortunately. I think it may have been caught on stream, and they can use that for the stewards. But I wasn't quite looking at what was happening there. And I think these two guys up ahead, with that tiny bit of contact, will need to get their penalties removed. But the top two staying where they are. JXC making up one position. Rambo losing one there. So I've got a bit gassy from the amount of pasta I ate earlier, so don't mind that. Now under virtual safety car here, with the leader kind of slowing it up quite a lot. You can see the Alpine at the back, DG, has actually lost 13 positions, as well as Miley losing 10. So not a good start for those guys. Miley actually gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. What's going on there, lad? There we go, green flag. The racing is underway, and we've got some position changes already. Look at them, they're all side by side. So many people are off the track. What is going on here? I can't tell one bit of what's happening. See, Rambo is having to defend from Zach McCrax, and Zach McCrax almost losing the position to, I believe that's his teammate, Watson R6. Around the outside goes Captain Saar, around the outside of his teammate, BRT Wolf. BRT Wolf shuts the door in and says, no, thank you, you're not going through here. But look at that, Captain Saar making up 6 places off the start. Good start from him, as the Ferrari squeezes the McLaren on the apex there. I don't know who is entitled to the corner. He's got more position changes down lower. Frosty making his way through on Sammy. Sammy looks like he's losing position after position. I don't know if he just got a bit offline or if he's got some damage. But as we look further up the field, we've got Watson lining up Rambo, who's lining up Zach. Zach taking a nice defensive line around the outside. Watson's leaving his energy on. That might result in a spin if you're not careful. Never mind, it's Rambo that actually looks like he's almost having a spin there. He gets very sideways. BRT Wolf actually now trying to send his way up the inside of Watson. Doesn't quite have the space to do so. Tries it anyway, and he gets almost turned round. Sorry, BRT Wolf, but that was not your position to take, and Watson was fully entitled to taking the one that he did. Captain Saar now up to 7th place. Wolf is still trying to stick his nose in almost where he doesn't belong. He does actually get given the space by his teammate, fortunately enough. But I think these lunges up the inside have got to be toned down though, as his teammate goes right the way around the outside of him. Fantastic! As JXC has had an issue, he's had a spin or some contact, and he's demoted 4 positions, or even 4 positions. Wow! The top 2 have already broken their way away from the rest of the field. And look at that, and there's some spinning, go back, I don't know who that was. That is a Ferrari again of JXC, that's so unfortunate. So maybe he has some controller issues, he's got absolutely no inputs or anything like that. More chaos down low as we've got the Williams here of Hotshot following Sin and following Frosty in the Alpine, following Sebs in the other Williams. We've got Yako almost punting slightly there. Zinx actually gets the fastest lap of the race in the meantime. Oh, everything's happening all at once. I told you guys this is going to be dramatic. Alright, let's see what's happening. And JXC gets disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. I suspect something was out of his control there. I'm not entirely sure what. I'll keep looking to the left to see if there's anyone side by side. Everyone's just going nose to tail at the moment. Look at that. Everyone's so close to each other but can't quite get alongside because there's no DRS or anything like that. The slipstream just isn't quite powerful enough to help them do so. Squeezing onto the power. Almost sliding to the back end there. Yaku and the McLaren. Keeping it going. So Budweiser now currently with that 5-second penalty would be demoted a couple of positions, but I believe he will be able to get that removed unless he serves it in the pit lane. Now it calms down, and I get a chance to breathe. Safety car restarts and virtual safety car restarts are always chaotic, as we see Zinx Motion getting a nice gap on Budweiser up there. BRT Wolf almost rear-ending Watson ahead of him. As we see Rambo has gone round, Rambo is round, and he is in the wall. His front wing looks intact, but he may have some damage that we can't see. He's got to make sure he rejoins the track safely, which he does. But that's very unfortunate for the man in the hat who was running, I believe, in the podium positions. Having been previously demoted by JXC, he's now down to 12th place and out of the points, and Zinx gets another fastest lap of the race and a massively extends his lead on Bud. Let's see, BRT Wolf, he's going to try and get closer to Watson, but Watson just has a little too much straight line speed for him. Obviously he's using a bit too much energy for him, he's just leaving his overtake on. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with Watson. I think he may have a bit of a dodgy overtake button. But, that's going to cost him in a minute. As you see, BRT Wolf has so much more energy than Watson does. It's just going to keep reeling him in and keep abusing that until he's able to pass. You see Kieran lining up the Alfa Romeo with Ethan back there. Is he going to be able to make a move? No, he's not. He gets a little bit squirrely through turn 3 and can't make a move into turn 4 just yet. Back up to BRT Wolf we go. Alright, so yeah, let's see what we can do. You see Kieran still sat there behind Ethan. Onto the back straight we go now. Wolf once again. Using that energy. Got a horrible camera angle there. I'm not trying to look behind him. I'm not trying to look behind. Thank you, finally. It looks like Kieran's actually dropped back from the back of Ethan for the moment, as we see, oh, yet again having another look at the inside. Still not much he can do though. All he can do is follow at the moment. As we see Yaku getting a really good drive on Sully there. He's right up the top of him. He's almost munching on his gearbox as he goes over the line and probably gets himself a warning. They're both blasting their energy, but McLaren has the slipstream. He's going to pull out to the left, go alongside. Sully gives him the space on the outside. Is he going to try and make a move around the outside? He's going to try and hang in there, but he backs out. He thinks better of it. And BLT Wolf, yeah, he has managed to get his way past Watson there. Watson, I believe, yeah, he's run out of energy down at the end of the straight, and BLT Wolf has made his way past using his superior energy. No problem at all. You can see he's really struggling now. Captain Saha having a brilliant race from 14th place at the moment, up 8 positions in one go. Zach also running in the podium places from P10. Fantastic going for the AlphaTauri driver right here, but now he has Wolf hunting him down. The Predator and his prey. Let's see what happens with that. I mean, usually they're both kind of Alpha Predators. As he gets a time penalty for multiple warnings, that's very unfortunate for him there. Captain Saha, can he do anything about this position now? He's going to go up the inside. He's got the braking done. He's nice and sensible. Watson tries to hang around the outside, but he shuts the door. He says, no, thank you, and gets the position on Watson. Watson is still there, though, trying to hang in there. Oh, makes a little bit of contact. Saha gives him the space. Very clean and respectful from Saha to give him the space there when he didn't really have the line on the inside. But fair enough, lad. Fair enough. Very respectful from Saha there. Having shut the door, he gives him a little more space just to make sure he doesn't spin. Good racing from these two. The the Aston Martins now up to 4th and 5th respectively. And now Sully all over the back of Watson as well. He's got more energy. Look at that. Watson is completely bone dry on that. Tries to squeeze him to the inside, but there's no use. And Sully easily cruises past. Watson has a little look under braking, but he can't do anything about it. It's Frosty and Cinema side by side. Who's going to be brave on the brakes? It's going to be Cinema all the way around the outside. He leaves the space. Frosty leaving the curb, a bit too much space and possibly causing a tiny bit of contact, but they both make it through without any consequences. Now the McLaren of Yaku is actually looking at the back of the AlphaTauri like he wants it for dinner. As Rambalorian gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Ouch. Ouch, man. Look at that, such a good drive out of the corner from Yaku and the McLaren. He's looking at the inside, but he thinks better of it. He decides to be smart. And looking at the amount of energy he has at the moment, I'd say that's a pretty good choice. Can't see if there's any position changes down lower, but look at that. Miley Mo getting a 3-second time battle of multiple ones. You see, even in the wet, it is difficult to keep it on track here. It is not easy in the slightest. We have to see some timeouts in the actual chat because some people were getting a little angsty over the race, so I didn't actually see what happened. But oh, we've got a spinner at the back. I think that's Miley. As we see, my controller is briefly disconnecting for no apparent reason. Yeah, that's Miley with no front wing, having a spin, and it is a safety car. Safety car is out. Cage Toxic has crashed. Oh no, that was the start. Sorry, that was the very start. I saw him above Rambo and JXC, and I thought he'd crashed recently, but no. So that is people coming in now for new intermediate tyres, and now I believe new winters will go to the end of the race from here. You also don't actually need to box if your inters aren't wearing out, but Six Motion currently ahead of the safety car, so he has beaten the train, and I think he will probably make the smart decision to come in for new intermediates at the end of this round, at the end of this lap, and that's a DNF for Miley. Miley is to pull into the pits, retire, and leave the session. Fair enough. And here comes Sebastian Vettel. Yes, H. Very good. I'll do that for you. How about that? When I see someone going alongside another person along the straight. Wait for the cars to join up behind the safety car. I'm going to take it so slow because the safety car delta is absolutely horrendous in the wet weather. Oh, Miley Mo says his controller died and he tapped it back on it. It took over my car mid-corner. Ouch. Very unfortunate. We do currently have the safety car out on track. The leader has decided he's not going to box. That's P3 in, that's Zach McCrack. I think... Oh, and Budweiser is also into the pits. This will promote BRT Wolf up into P2 and his teammate up into P3. Very good going for the Aston Martins. I do believe staying out is the right option if your tyre wear is acceptable. Because those tyres could go pretty much the whole race. So I've got to say, I think Zinks and these guys are making the right strategy call here. Because, as we've seen with Wolf and Co. trying to overtake, they were only able to overtake the car that had seemed to have this overtake button stuck on. So while these guys will be on the slightly slower tyres, the intermediates, for all they obviously they wear out over the laps, they don't lose as much pace as other tyres would. So it's a bit like, because they're effectively a very hard compound of tyre, because that's what helps it kind of penetrate through the water. As we see, for some reason the Aston's going side by side. Stay in your place, Captain Saha. See if Watson has still got his overtake stuck on. He does. And he's got a penalty for something. I didn't quite see what that was. Possibly contacted and said, look at that. Stop getting so close to that. We've got a migrating host for some reason. Chapter School has left the session. I think Watson's button must be stuck. Because there's no way you'd be holding your overtake this entire time. Unless he has genuinely forgotten about it, which would be very impressive, I can't lie. As we see a couple of guys now into the pits once again, I believe possibly for some damage. But it's another lap into the safety car. I'm going to pass him in. Excuse me. Rightio. Let's have a look at the penalty situation at the moment. So you've got a few guys with 5-second penalties, probably for safety car misdemeanors. And Zach with that unfortunate 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Everyone in the top 7 is on older intermediate tyres. That's the disadvantage of boxing where you do. As you see, Budweiser has lost the position to Zach, so Zach is now in effective P2 with that. But it will be interesting to see. Because while you've gained much fresher tyres, you've lost so much track position, and it's so hard to overtake in the wet conditions, especially around this track of all places, because this track is just, at the best of times, a DRS train, and at the worst of times, when there's no DRS, it's just a train. So... yeah. So safety car will be going for one more lap because that McLaren failed to catch up in time. I'm not sure why Kieran is hanging so far back. There we go. He's caught up now. should recognise that by that tiny little kind of 4-bar extract from that little tune. But holy mother, that's impressive. There we go now. Safety car is in this lap. Zinks is desperately trying to warm up his tyres. It's going to be interesting to see who does get them warmed up, because cold intermediate tyres are the worst here. Zinks, lad, you do need to give the safety car a bit of space. The safety car lights are off, mate. Give the car space. Space. There we go. That's better. Give it some space. No, you caught up to it again. You need to let it go in front of you a bit more so you can go past it when it's ready. Here we go. He's just holding the field up, holding them up. Let's see when he goes. Not yet. And now he's gone. Oh, that's going to cause some drama further back. Let's see, these guys are already kind of weaving around each other. Seb's alongside Watson at the moment. Watson, I believe. Oh, he has actually managed to get his barn unstuck. Never mind, it's still jammed on overtake. Sebs tries to go around the outside, but Watson shuts the door in. Very fair enough, I've got to say. Captain Sahar literally munching on the back of BRT Wolf there. He's so close to the back of him. How they did make contact there is beyond me. Yaku following the Ferrari yet again. He's been following that Ferrari GSLE the entire time as Watson sends it up the inside and spins. Watson has spun and he is out of the top 10 and probably with some wing damage. That's very unfortunate for the man in the AlphaTauri, but he did go for a bit of a risk move. And look at that, Budweiser and Zach have had an incident down low, and they've fallen right away from 8th and 9th to the bottom of the field. It looks like Zach probably has some damage. Oh dear, it's not gone well for them at all. That's the other risk we run by boxing under safety car like that in the wet, is incidents. Incidents can really mess you up. As these two are currently going nose to tail through here. The McLaren of Kieran chasing Hotshot. He's trying to find a way out the inside. He can't do so. He tries to go deep on the brakes, around the outside, holds it there, but Hotshot takes the track he's entitled to. As Kieran goes wide and has to unfortunately give up position. Yeah, look at that. Zink's Motion already almost a second ahead of BRT Wolf, even though BRT did almost get the better of him on the restart. Captain Saha following even further back now. Ethan all over the back of Sebs. Sammy following them, and look at that. It's just a massive train all the way down to P12. Where Watson actually does have a bit of gap to Hotshot. Using energy, who's going to prevail? Is Ethan going to try and send it? No, he's smarter than that. He's not going to bother trying just yet. Oh, he got some positions, and that's Yaku round! The McLaren is round. Oh, that's a day that's gone from bad to worse. Eesh. And that's left a big gap between Sully and Sebs now. Damn, that will not be nice to feel. Following on board with Ethan now. Remember the time penalty, of course, as well as Sebs ahead of him. Whether or not those penalties will get removed is going to be interesting to see. Still following on board. Ethan really wants this position, and Sully is all over the back of Captain Saha now. Captain Saha being up several positions since the start. Yeah, that's it. 11 positions, the most improved so far, as Kieran gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Not brilliant for him, unfortunately. But Seb's now 2 seconds back, with Ethan still over his tail. You see him taking such a tighter line. Watson now fighting Frosty. Is he going to try and make an optimistic move? Not just yet. He's used all of his deploy already. I believe his button is stuck in, that's the issue there. He's not going to have any pace on the back straight. Zinks, that's the fastest lap of the race. Still beating out all of those guys who are boxed for new tyres. As you see, DG using his energy. Sammy isn't. I don't think Sammy's going to fight it too hard. I think Sammy knows that DG is just a bit faster. As we see Ethan and Sebs also going side by side. Ethan managing to get the position from Sebs at the same time. So a nice cheeky little kind of two-fold overtake happening there. Both of them going down the inside of the turn one, and now DG, look at that, he's walking up to the back of Sebs. Still seeing Watson following along, trying to get his nose up alongside, but going a little deep into the corner and has to back out on the exit a little. Yeah. I think the problem with him is his overtake is completely stuck on. And look at that, DG has already walked up to the back of Sebs, and Sebs has already lost that second of time to Ethan ahead of him. I don't think Sebs is enjoying these wet weather conditions at the moment, but yet to be seen. Both of them have got lots of energy to use. each other. Oh, DJ gets a twitch on, but manages to keep it controlled. Zach actually gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Already being lost, and is actually a long way back. Oh, I don't know what's happened to him. His race has gone from bad to worse to even worse. As it's the fast lap of the race. And here we are, DG. Oh, DG's lost positions. Seb's gone into the pits. I think DG probably had to avoid or something. And DG has lost 2 positions. I don't know what's happened there, but not good for him. Seb's, I think, possibly has some damage. I think had to come in. And, yep, no safety car. Just, oh, Captain Zaha! Oh, Sully spins Captain Zaha! I don't know what happened there. If there was not enough space left, it looked like it to me, but I didn't see enough of it. Zaha is around for 3rd position, has lost 2 places, and Sully now takes 3rd. But will that be reversed by the stewards? It's yet to be seen. As the 2 Mercedes are kind of lining each other up. Simeon following Sammy hard now. I don't think he can make a move just yet, as DG now getting right all over the back of him, getting back to where he was, and look at that, he's got so much more grip through these corners. As you see the McLaren teammates, one letting the other go there. It looked rather intentional. I think he just kind of let his teammate go past nice and simple. Is DG going to try for a move? I think he may do, because look at that, so then gets all misshapen up there. He's got 50% less energy than DG behind him. I think this is not going to be too difficult for DG. As Zach gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. You can see him there on the meme coming into the pits. I think he'll probably retire. Yep, there you go. You can see this big train now. DG all over the back of the Mercedes of Simen. Mercedes really cluttering those curbs there. As DG gets a very unfortunate 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And has to back off of the chase just for a second. We go up, we see Ethan still chasing Sully. Ethan looking like he's got some pace in the Alfa Romeo today. Trying to catch up to his teammate, who is still leading the race by now 2.8 seconds. With these guys, another 4.6 seconds back from Wolf. To the white track. You see, I think Ethan does have just that bit more pace than Sully at the moment. He's got about the same, literally exactly the same amount of energy as the car behind. As we go back to Budweiser, who's now caught up to the back of Frosty. DG's teammate, I always call him DJ. I'm just going to end up calling him DJ forever at this rate. But trying to make up the lost time. He does have the fresh intermediate tyre, so he does have a significant pace advantage. As you see, Zink's now making up lots of time, up to 3.2 seconds ahead of Wolf now. Some good pace from the Alfa Romeo driver. Hasn't got to do anything though. He's fallen back a little bit there, but he's kept a nice tight line and has got the gap right back to Frosty overhead. Keeping it very tidy. Off the curbs. Frosty using those curbs actually to his advantage. There are some curbs you can still take on the wet. Well, not so much, because it actually makes you understeer, but yeah. Energy on for both of them. Frosty's actually let his go off a little bit. Is he going to be vulnerable to Bud's attack? No, he is not. Ethan doesn't quite get close enough and isn't able to make his pass on Sully. These two still nose to tail. DG really munching the back of Sibam there. Is he going to try for a move into turn 4? I don't think so. He's clearly got the pace. It's just about finding the opportunity. All it needs is a little mistake. As you see, the Mercedes ahead of them is actually making a tiny little mistake. But one Alpine attacking, one defending. DG almost runs into the back of Simem there in the Mercedes. Chat, half predictions, what do we think? It's the halfway point of the race. There's Bud literally munching on the back of Frosty there. Has to back out a bit to give him the, to not hit him, but, oh, DG, oh, so close on the braking. Still manages to get it stopped and stays behind as Watson gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The AlphaTauri drivers, their days have gone from bad to worse. Watson now very, very far behind in 15th place. DG, yet again, he's literally eating Samem. Can he get a good drive through the corner? Samem's got a lot of confidence through there. Yeah, he's using lots of power. DG is having to back off a little more, and that's costing him He can just go a bit more aggressive through there, but he's not willing to risk it. That's fair enough. But through these corners, every time he doesn't risk it, he loses time on time on time. As you see, Jakob into the pits. Jakob? I lose track, man. As you see, Bud actually now getting a really good look at Frosty. Is he going to send it up the inside? He's going to try. Frosty leaves him the space, but does shut the door as he is entitled to. Bud backs out of it. Tries to have a look at the inside there. He's actually going to send it under braking. Frosty moves over, says, "No, thank you. You're not coming through here." Good defending from Frosty there. He is entirely within his rights to do that. As Kieran loses a position to Hotshot, and yeah. So Bud still trying to get past Frosty. Frosty hanging on really well for the moment, though. Look at that exit speed. Is he going to send it down the inside now, though? Oh, he thought about it, but he has backed out. Frosty just being really good on the brakes here, keeping the car going just enough to stay ahead. Very, very good. And see, if we look back to the front, Zinks now with 5-second gap to BRT Wolf. He has this race easily under control as he sets the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Looks like anyway. No, it's just constant purple. Yeah, I think he did set the fastest lap of the race. We've got a yellow flag as we have a spun car, I believe. We do actually. It's the car of Kieran. I think he's disconnected, perhaps. Yeah, that's his AI. Oh, it's lag. What the heck? Oh, looking up there, we've got Budweiser alongside Frosty again. Frosty still manages to keep the position from him. Right the way around the outside. That is some fantastic defending from Frosty as Kieran is now off. I don't know if that's lagging. Yeah, I'm going to ignore that. Kieran, you may want to fix your connection there. But I've got to say, props to Frosty here for putting up a phenomenal defence right the way around the outside of Bud, squeezing it into the inside of the corner and keeping the position through the chicane. Fantastic right there. That is what you love to see. To see Jakob all over the back of it. I'm just going to put in Jakob because it sounds like that character from the Netflix show Sex Education, so why not? There you go, still following along. Can he find the way past Sebs? Not entirely sure just yet, but still trying to find his way past Frosty. But Frosty is just like, no sir, not today. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, Frosty is too good brakes for that. No thank you sir. Sebs though is back to where he started. And, oh, that's another fastest lap for Zinks. Holy mother. As we got some position change up ahead, DG has managed to slip his way through after the hairpin and find his way past the Mercedes to and he is finally free to go chase down the others. Wow, that was an impressive move. I did not expect that to be coming out of there. As we see, Frosty gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's unfortunate for him. That might compromise his race versus Bud, but regardless, he has still been putting up an extremely impressive performance. Let's see if he's going to try and do it again. No, thinks better of it. Frosty takes the line he knows he can. Nicely using the curves. Oh, gets a little wide there actually. Is that going to present an opportunity for Bud? Doesn't like it will. No, Frosty just taking that inside line just in case anyway. We see DG is already caught up to the back of Sammy. I think all of them actually have caught up to the back of Sammy, who's all over the back of that ghost car right there. That's Watson. Bud actually, he's forced his way through. Both of them have gone off track. Oh, I think that's going to be looked at by stewards because that did not look particularly clean to me. I don't know if it was the result of Bud braking too late or Frosty turning on him or whatever, but that has ended in tears. Oh dear. They had such a good battle going on. As you see, DG actually making his way past Sammy right there. Late braking down the inside, Sammy gives him the space. DG is back to 6th place. Wow. I still see a Yaka there. Tuning in to support my boy Zach Manas, who was dead last 1 minute in between. Yes, it is very unfortunate, legit. As we see, BRT Wolf has actually decided to pit. Now, I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm guessing he was a bit close to a puncture. And he thought, well, I'm not going to have enough tyres left at the end of the race, so I'm going to box. And he's come out right the way behind Bud, and he's going to be absolutely charging on a new set of intermediate tyres. Squeezing the power, very nicely from him. You see Sinem now attacking his teammate Sammy. Sammy has lost a lot of time. Oh, and there's a spinning McLaren. There's Kieran. Yeah, Sammy now coming under attack from his own teammates. You see DJ is absolutely buggered off down the road. Ethan hot on the back of Sully, I think, as he has been pretty much this entire time, just within that DRS window, but of course without DRS ability, since we are not in the dry conditions. But yeah. Feeding the power in, keeping it nice and smooth, that's what we like to see. Finally, the closest battle on track, this one. As you see, Sully actually dives into the pits. This is going to be an interesting one. Is Ethan going to box this lap, or is he going to wait a little longer? Of course, with the people who boxed earlier, or anyone who decides to stay out to the very end of the race, this could create a very interesting strategy dynamic. You see BRT Wolf already waltzing up to the back of Bud right there. He was, I think, 2.7 back, he's now 2.2 and gaining quickly, using his energy down the straight as you can, because you get effectively a lot more energy by going slower in the wet. Will this race come down to penalties? It's going to be interesting to see. If Zinks wants to box, he knows he's got a few laps before he has to, because he did have that big old lead as Yaku gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I'm stumbling over my own words here. But now chasing down the Mercedes pair. So then unable to get quite close enough to pass Sammy at this moment, but as Yaku retires from the session. In the pits. Very responsible retiring in the pits from one of you guys today. That's what we like to see if the drivers no longer want to continue. So respect that. Bud gets a little twitchy there and can't quite get close to some of them just yet, but I feel through this final sector he will get nice and close. We've got a safety car. Notice that. That is a safety car, and Zinks has made the perfect pit stop there. That I don't know if the safety car came out before he entered the pit lane or after, but either way, either he's very, very lucky or he's a genius with very quick reactions as a teammate dives into the pits too for that double stop, that double stack. That has massively hurt BRT Wolf's chances there. There's lots of drivers ahead of him diving into the pit. A couple of them stay out. Let's have a look at tyre age. Yeah, so Sunem on 12 lap old inters, Bud on 13 lap old inters. So those are the guys who boxed on the earlier safety car. Wow. What timing though? In all fairness, if Zinks hadn't seen that, he could go around for another lap and still box because he'd still have the delta because he would have passed the safety car rather than being caught, rather than being hampered by it like he is now. But yeah. I mean, what a race he's put up so far. The man in the Alpha absolutely cruising out in front. It's like he doesn't even have any competition in this one. He's just absolutely chilling. Get this man a promotion to Tier 1 now. With almost half the grid gone though, only 13 drivers remaining. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at the next safety car restart. Because as we know, in this tier, safety car restarts are chaotic. That's interesting. The only guys who have not boxed very recently are the top, the second and third guys of Cement and Bud. Are they going to box this lap, or are they going to decide to wait it out and try and make it to the end? It's going to be interesting to see, that's for sure. Boy, I have a headache. I've been shouting too much, waffling too much for you guys. Where's Watson? Is Watson in the tree? Oh, ouch. He's been lapped and you can't even unlap himself. Ouch. Right, I believe we're getting ready to go again. We are indeed. Zinx Motion has actually made a very good restart there. While I was looking at the Discord channels, he was making a fantastic restart. He's already got 6/10 of the gap to Budweiser on those 15 lap on Inters. We can see the other man, Sinem, has actually made a decision to come into the pits. Now this is going to be interesting to see. New Inters versus odd ones. Two definitely fast drivers here, but is it going to be all the tyre difference? Look at the amount of grip that Wolf has. So it's clearly more, even with that dirty air hampering him, with by using a bit more energy there. So we see DG further back, almost getting squared up with that Ferrari over there. It's actually been a relatively calm restart there. I think the leader keeping the pace up relatively high actually benefited the kind of lower down field. But we see still trying to get past the DG. Can he find a way past the Ferrari? Let's see. He's got one lap precious intermediate tyres. You call them soft tyres. Quite the opposite. Can't maintain the speed through the through that section though. So you see, BRC was actually not getting close to Bud. So has Bud made the right choice by staying out on the Inters and boxing on the first safety car? He had that issue early on, but was this the right move? I mean, even without the issue, he was never going to be ahead of Zinx Motion because Zinx was so far ahead by the time the safety car came out and managed to box perfectly under it. But it's never really benefited him, the second safety car, causing everyone behind him to pit. Zinx gets the fast lap of the race quite easily. DG, once again, not getting such a stellar exit through that final corner, and now he's going to be coming under attack from Ethan behind him, man in the Alfa Romeo, having looked down the inside, trying to intimidate his way past DG, but DG absolutely not going to fall for that. No thank you, sir. Still nothing happened just yet. See, Captain Slayer has lost the gap to BRT Wolf a bit, and Budweiser has lost the gap to Zinx Motion, but I think you can expect that given Zinx's pace that he's exhibited throughout this entire race, as Watson gets another time penalty for multiple warnings. Is it another? Yeah, it is another. Oof, he's got 4 of them now. Still nothing happened just yet. This is the problem with wet weather, is that no one can get close enough to each other. The dirty air just affects you just a little bit too much. Compromises your traction on the exit of corners. Simon getting real nice and close to Frosty there. Oh, Frosty has AI, that's why. Zix gets another fast lap of the race. Ooh, just neutral drifting through that entire corner as Frosty's AI lets him go. Slow there now, on the back of Captain Saha. Is he able to make a move? Not sure yet. BRT Wolf also on the back of Budweiser. Ooh, going very late on the brakes there. That will not help his exit from that corner. You see, he dropped back 4/10 in just one corner. So you see, one tiny mistake like that can really hurt you in the wet conditions. Hot shot now, all over the back of Sammy. Hot shot not having quite a lot of, not having a lot of screen time this race. Let's give him some now. Come off the onboard for a second. Get a nice wide shot. Add this to your highlights reel. You can see Mercedes ahead of him just getting a little squirrely from that corner. Gets that little bit of traction, exactly 5/10 behind. Can he make anything of it though? Let's see. No, he decides not to use the energy. He's just going to follow for the moment. Oh, and he's lost it! Oh, he's in the wall, he's lost his wing. Oh no! Oh, I feel like I've cursed him. I am very sorry, and I don't judge you if you blame me for that, if I commentator's cursing you. Oh dear. Williams into the wall, no front wing left. It's gonna have to box. Oh. And Sully actually, you see, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And DG behind him at 6 seconds. Zinx Motion currently holding station with regards to Budweiser. I think either Zinx has had a small mistake where he's lost a bit of time, or Bud's been putting in some good lap times because he's staying ahead of BRT Wolf. And the three of them are all leaving Captain Saha behind. It is currently almost at the mercy of this man here, GN Sully. Seb's all over the back of Simon back here. Simon through that corner, getting a very good exit with the traction. Zinx Motion sets him brilliant fastest lap of the race there. 7/10 or 6/10 faster than its previous. So Sully actually getting a good run there. He's using lots of energy. Saha defends to the inside. Can Sully go right the way around the outside? Saha, he squeezes him out of road. Tiny bit aggressive there from the Aston Martin, but he keeps the place. This was some Leclerc style defending. Seb still following Simon back here, the Williams versus the Mercedes. We've never seen this before. Still following this kind of train of three at the moment. DG currently sitting with the most energy. Oh, he's had enough and he's into the wall. There is no more front wing on that car. That is DG's race down in the dirt. Ouch. That's not gone well. That has not gone well at all. Suddenly losing a bunch of time to Captain Saha in the process of that. That is DG. Oh, that will not be nice. Got to get it right the way back to the pits now. So you can't even turn into the corner. That is horrible. Feels bad, man. F in the chat for DG. As he gets another time penalty for multiple warnings. Kane, man. Back up to third we go, following on BRT Wolf. Still being defended from by Bud. Bud's doing a brilliant job out here. I gotta say, 20 lap old intermediate tyres and he's still keeping this man behind. Fantastic. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. I believe that's Watson round. Yep, it is. He is coming backwards down the track. This hasn't been a good day for the AlphaTauri, has it? Either AlphaTauri, let's be real. following it. Lost a bit of time there to the car ahead. So the whole field is now pretty much spread out. BRC Wolf, his tyres are starting to fade away. It looks like he's lost the gap a bit to Budweiser, who's had a really good middle and final sector here so far. But yeah, let's have a look at the penalties real quick. 6 seconds for Saha. Sully is on 3. If Saha can get that gap just 1 more second, he may have the gap he needs, but he won't have the gap to the car behind Ethan, who are currently usurped both of them in 4th place at the moment. The gap suddenly decreased down here. The gap between Sebs and them here has been kind of a yo-yo this race. It's been 5 tenths, 1 second, 5 tenths, 1 second. Very up and down this entire time, but that is the nature of the wet weather conditions, of course. Very unpredictable a lot of the time. Just one tiny mistake can set you back so far. See, oh, that's unfortunate. Budweiser's got a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Oh, lad, you only had to keep it on the island. Now he's lost the position of BRT Wolf on penalties. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, so these two, once again, it gets to 4 tenths, 8 tenths, 4 tenths. It's so up and down, the gap between these. There again, one tiny mistake. Make or break, really. If either of them gets a bad drive out of this final corner, as you see, Seb's not getting the best traction. It just finishes them. Well, actually, I say that, but so then mid-corner had a bit of an iffy moment. But looks like Seb's won't be quite close enough, even blasting all of his energy. That was close. Oh, that was very, very close. I think you can see that Sebs, he has the pace, but he just makes these little mistakes. It just keeps him behind him at the moment. On to penultimate lap though. Leaders are about to come around to start the final lap. Oh, it smells smoke. That doesn't smell good. It's not good because it smells like wood, but I'm not sure why I can smell smoke upstairs. Anyway, following along these guys, X-Motion takes yes another fast slap of the race. Really utilising those fresher tyres and everyone around him. 5 seconds the gap is now to Bud, but looking at these guys, it's so close between them. Is he going to try and send an optimistic one up the inside? No, he's literally pushing the Mercedes through the final chicane and onto the start-finish straight. He gets slightly better traction. Never mind, he doesn't. It's actually Samemi gaps him throughout the through the final corner here at Spain. But yeah, well, it's getting very dicey and interesting between these two, isn't it? Oh, look at that! The Mercedes makes a slight mistake, runs a little bit wide. Seb's yet again all over the back of him. He just can't find a way past this man. I really like it. It's from side to side of the track, just trying yet again to find his way through. Look at how close he's getting. Oh, he's actually hit the back of him. Will that give him any damage? I'm not sure. It's the final lap though. This is all to play for right here. Let's see if we can see any damage on his wing. No, I can't see anything, but you never know. The game really doesn't show this stuff very much, so... Oh, he's got a twitch on, he's got a twitch on, he's on the grass! That will not help him, and I think that has gifted the position to Sim. As you see, he's getting real twitches on. I think that's cost him the position at the end of that, because... Oh, he just had to keep it together, but Zinx's motion comes across the line to win the Spanish Grand Prix of Tier 2. Budweiser will cross the line in P2, but just behind him, BRT Wolf takes P2 thanks to penalties. Captain Zaha finishes overall P4 just behind. Doesn't quite have the gap to Sully. But then they both end up finishing behind Ethan. So Ethan and the other Alfa Romeo taking P4. Solid drive from him. Looking down to P7 now. Yep, once again, Seb's catches right back up. But unfortunately can't make a move. And it will be Sim for P7, Seb for P8. Sam comes across the line in P9. Frosty in P10. DG in P11. Not a good race for him. He's had to pop a new nose on that car, and he was having a good time, but unfortunately it got ruined by that spin that he had. Yeah. As Budweiser serves an unserved time penalty for... Hang on, why has he got a time penalty after the line for ignoring yellow flags? As DG is now DNF'd across the line. He wasn't going to get points anyway, but that's very strange. I don't understand why the Red Bull has been given that time penalty. This with a hot shot to come across the line. That's going to have to be something to be looked at by the stewards, because he crossed the line fairly in P3. Why has that happened? I'm going to invite him to the party as part of the top 3 regardless, but that is very much... Ooh, that is a problem, I've got to say. There we are. Skip through the podium real quick just to probably shouldn't skip through the podium actually, oopsies. Just to invite the gentleman to the party. There we are. Zinx Motion with 26 points, fastest lap of the race, led pretty much every lap of the race and took the win. I believe it may have even been a grand slam for him with all 4. BRT Wolf bringing it second, and I believe it should be Budweiser in 3rd place, but we'll have to see what the stewards say to that. However, hello 3 drivers. How are you doing today, guys? We'll start with Mr. Zinx Motion up at the top. P1, led from the lights of flag. How are you feeling, buddy? Make sure you include your audio.
Yep, it's included. I'm feeling great. Obviously, had the pace to keep myself in the lead, built the gaps within the safety cars, and kept it ahead. Had the pace as I found out in the first stint before the safety car came out, so I decided to stay out longer.
Yep.
And I got the overcut on Wolf, who was the closest rival at that time. Built myself a big gap, and then when the safety car restart happened, the second one, I just made sure I used all my airs, get a good start, and kept in the lead. Kept it clean.
Very nice. Did you actually end up leading every single lap then?
Yeah. There was the slightest moment of BRT Wolf going ahead of me on turn 1, but I kept the lead there. So I pretty much kept it for 99% of the race.
Very nice. I believe that is what we call a grand slam then. Fastest lap, led every lap, and the race win. Very well done, mate. I think you're looking pretty peerless today, just easily gapping the people behind. And then behind you, we had Mr. Wolf in the party with us today, fighting all hard with Budweiser, but couldn't quite get past. But unfortunately, Budweiser did have that penalty to serve. So you serve him for P2. Wolf, tell me how the race went for you.
Obviously, I didn't feel very confident after qualifying because of the invalidations, but I feel like the race, I got a couple paces off to the start, and the safety cars came into play, I guess. And then, but obviously Zinx Motion had way more pace than me in the wet. Yeah, I felt like I went well for P7, to be honest, yeah.
Fair enough. What did you think of? Because you saw that you got the P2 from Budweiser there, and he went down to P3. But then he seemingly got a weird 20-second time penalty from the game, well after he crossed the line, for ignoring yellow flags. What do you make of that? Possible game bug costing him the podium?
Yeah, probably just a glitch. It'll probably come third.
Yeah.
Not his fault, obviously. Probably just a game glitch.
Yeah. Fair enough, mate. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining the party. Unfortunately, Budweiser did not choose to join us today. But regardless, thanks for watching, everyone who's managed to tune into the stream and paid attention to the race. Of course, it got a little dull at the end where we had very few on-track battles, but I'm sure it wasn't dull for you guys, because that track is good fun to drive in the wet. Either way, I have been Flynn. You've had the podium, two of the podium finishers here with me today in the commentary office, in the commentary booth. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks for coming, and goodbye.